Welcome to Subramani. I, if you're wondering where I am, you shouldn't be, because you can read it, right? You can read it on my t-shirt, you can read it on my cap, and the room behind which you see, it's called the old forest quarters or forest home, and this is the place where Jim Corbett used to sit and write his book. This is the place where he wrote his book. For those who have not read his book, please read Jim Corbett, The Omnibus. It's all about tigers, right? Man-eating tigers of Kumaon, and all those stories are really riveting. And if you're anything past 7th standard, you should read that book. If your kid is in 7th standard, it's a fantastic gift to give. So I am here looking for tigers. We saw one tiger yesterday, we saw another tiger today. The tigers here are of a slightly different color even from other places. They are big and they are strong, and they are slightly more orangish than the or more yellowish than the tigers you see at other places. So having a good introduction to Jim Corbett, this is the Jim Corbett Park where we are. This is a place called Dikala. Dikala is a place where it's very difficult to get a place to stay here, and it's very you can't stay here for more than 3 days. You need a lot of effort, and you need at least 90 days prior booking. So all this is done for me by somebody called Kapil Sharma. He organizes all this, and I come here. Having spent enough time about Jim Corbett, I thought of talking about 3-4 words which there is tremendous amount of misuse today which is happening. So let me try whether I can get more light. You can see my face, right? What you have to see behind is much better than my face. So let us pick up some words. Trader, the SEBI or even the press, media, nobody makes a distinction between a trader and an investor. Both of them buy with a view to selling at a higher price, which is fairly obvious. The trader buys at 10 hoping to sell at 12, and the investor buys at 10 hoping to sell at more than 10, right? Both of them are, that is their main aim. Main aim of any investing activity or trading activity is to sell it at a future date at a gain, so that post tax he gets a good return, right? So adjusted for inflation and taxation, he gets a real return. That's what people are hoping for. Some people may hope that 10 rupees becomes 1000, some may hope that 10 becomes 20, right? Now this difference is that trader normally has a shorter time frame. He has to sell within the day, if he's a day trader, within the week or within the month or maybe 3 months, right? That's what a trader looks at. The trader looks at a shorter term. But remember, every investor is a trader who does not know when he is going to sell. That's about all. So every investor is a trader. Every trader may not be an investor, right? So an investor has a longer time frame, mostly maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. A trader has to be much smarter than the investor, and he has to take decisions much faster than the investor. An investor can take time. If somebody tells me that Indigo is worth buying, I can take time and decide to buy at a later date, saying okay, anyway I'm going to keep it for 15 years, so it doesn't matter whether I buy it for 4,300 or 4,900, I'm going to hold it for a long period of time. But a trader has to act much quicker, much faster, and be able to cut losses. So he buys, let's say he also buys Indigo at 4,600, and then investor also buys at 4,600. The investor has a 10-15 year view, let's say. So he is not in a hurry. Instead of 4,600, if he waits for a day or two and he gets it at 4,650 or 4,580, it doesn't really matter to him. Ultimately, he thinks he is going to sell it at 18 or 20,000 rupees. So to him, it doesn't matter. The trader, on the other hand, is buying to sell very quickly, and he has to make up his mind very fast. He has to buy, he has to sell, and if he goes wrong, suppose he buys it at 4,600 and it goes down to 4,000, he may just sell it off. He does not have the patience to hold on for a longer period, and mostly traders could also have a leverage position, right? So they could have borrowed money. So he may have the capacity to buy only 1,000 shares, but he may have borrowed money and bought 10,000 shares or 20,000 shares, depending on how much he has leverage. So these are the basic differences. A trader buys with a shorter term. Many times, or at least sometimes, the trader is leveraged. He could have borrowed money to buy it, or he would ask his broker to buy a position, right? Buy a call position on Indigo for a long period of time, maybe 90 days, and then by the time decide whether to hold on or whether to sell, saying, oh, the results were good, so the price has gone up, let me sell. Whereas the investor on the other hand doesn't really care. If the prices go up, he's happy. If the prices go down, also he's happy. He's going to add more shares to it, and he's going to constantly keep adding shares to it. That's what he's doing. So to him, it shouldn't matter at all. So thank you.